Boom. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. We are live on the pre-show. Good luck with the manipulated wheel. Well, welcome to you, Ken. Good to have you here. In fact, that's a good reminder, though, to start harvesting up some names now. I think now's the time to launch my harvester. Should see names there. Steve Gilbert. It's interesting. All right. Yeah, Trump linked. Time to buy a panda. I'm not seeing the names there. That's weird. I'm going to screenshot this for my son. Oh, there we go. Let's see if this works. Okay. That's interesting. One more time. All right, let's nope, it's not. I might have to do the other one here. All right. A little problem with this. Stream link. Let me double check. Yep, YankeeStacking live. Read the chat. All right. We'll put those down. Yes. Love the channel. Thank you, Hambo Hill. This is the pre-show. We're not going live quite yet. We do have Tim in the house. It's a little under the weather.
Only a little.
All right, so I'm going to slide that really close to you. Your objective is to keep it like that close at all times.
That close at all times.
Yep. But yeah, you're getting over a cold.
I'm finished with the cold, but it always goes to my voice.
Okay.
Always.
So you're feeling, well, I told you not to
pretty
come unless you were feeling okay.
I feel fine.
Okay. Oh, good. You don't sound, Tim, D-Wiz thinks you sound sexy, so.
Well, those days are gone.
Those days are gone. Oh, man. So we're just getting to people's in. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff tonight. Let's see. I'm just doing a few more housekeeping things going on here, guys. So just.
I need a new booster.
You what? Oh no. There is a poll going on. Please vote. I'm very curious on this one. Yeah, mega booster says in the veg. Yeah, sure. Did you get any chicken noodle soup?
I had a huge, probably a quart of chicken soup.
Very nice.
Very
cool.
good. Very good.
All right, let's see. I can make this a little bigger here for you, Tim.
That's funny.
There we go.
But you're being adopted.
What?
Is Tim officially adopted?
You saw that? How many people remember Tim talking about me being a street urchin? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that.
Did you see that question? Go back to that question.
Which one? Where? Oh, is Tim officially adopted, Yankee?
Yeah. And so you'd go from...
To Lord Fauntleroy. Oh, man, that was so funny. Do you know what Tim said when he came in here and we were laughing at it just tonight? He's like, I can't believe you left that in there. Right?
Yeah. It's actually always your wife who says, no, you got to leave that in.
She hears me editing, and I'm laughing. She's like, what's going on? And I tell her, oh, yeah, that's got to stay. Oh, but not the real. Okay, yeah, Paul Fave. Just hold on there, Paul. You'll be getting something from the company soon. Email me if you don't get it in the next week or so. Because we're going to be doing something completely different with the Pocket Pingers tonight, guys. I've talked with their CEO, so we're going to do something a little bit later in the live stream. We'll get that squared away. And collectors, Rick's Honeybees, stack silver, gold, and honey. Is there a little honey in that tea there?
Not much. Maybe on the bottom.
Oh, I mixed it.
Oh, no.
Oh, you really like it sweet.
No, this is fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I got some tea for Tim, but and I put honey in it, but evidently it wasn't enough honey for Tim. You got a sweet tooth?
I would say more than I should.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I have a huge sweet tooth. Yes. All right. We'll just do this. We'll see how many people are coming in here. Let's zoom this down a bit. Whoops. Here we go. We got 275 so far. This is why I do this little pre-show, to just get people notified so that they know. I actually was scheduling this for 9 p.m. because, well, last time, Tim, you had this massive, massive deal at the end of the day, so you're a little late. And I wanted to not have you be pressured, so I scheduled it for 9. Told you to be here at 8. You showed up at 8, so I moved it to 8:30. All right, let's see. Actually, you know what we don't have running? I just realized I never got this going.
Yeah, Thursday it was 8:30, Friday 9,
Mm-hmm.
and Saturday 8:30. That's when the last customer left.
Wow. Really?
47 degrees in Virginia. That's like our temperatures.
I know it is. I was talking to my daughter who lives down in Virginia. They were cold, but we had snow. We had snow on the ground this morning, guys. Not happy with that. I really wasn't. I woke up, I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my daughter. I was like, look what's on the ground. She laughed. She's like, oh, no more. We don't want any more. All right, let's see. Happy birthday. Yeah. Tomorrow's my birthday, Tim.
Your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday.
Oh.
Yours is March 6th, right?
Yes.
You turned 79.
Well, you're no longer going to be a street urchin, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Every now and then I do see you riding your bicycle around the city, though.
Okay, enough of you. Jeez. Right. Welcome, everyone, to Ask Yankee. So great to have you along. I try to do my best on these live streams to answer your questions about gold and silver stacking. And tonight is a special birthday live stream with my good friend, and coin dealer extraordinaire, Tim Marshner. Guys, there's going to be a lot of giveaways brought to you in part by SD Bullion and probably myself, depending on how many super chats I get. But we are going to have a lot of fun regardless. It's not going to be a huge, long live stream. We're not going to get into deep, macroeconomic or political talk unless Tim pushes us there, which he might. But we're going to try to keep it a little light because, my birthday's tomorrow. And I really don't feel like getting too heavy. Also, Tim I think he's pulling out of a cold and his voice isn't as strong as it usually is tonight. So we're going to be a little more gentle on him. We'll ask, we'll answer some questions. We'll have some fun with the wheel, and then we'll call it a night. But first, before I get into that, I want to thank all my members out there, my Patriot, Pistol, Buffalo Bullet, and Yankee Cannon members. You guys rock. You're the ones sporting those white stars in the chat on those blue backgrounds. Thank you so much. All the different numbers of stars. The more stars, the longer they've been members, and I really, really appreciate you. By the way, all members at any level get access to my community-sourced local coin shop master list. That's a list of coin shop dealers all around the country. None of them as good as Tim's, but hey, I get more questions from people saying, Yankee, do you know a good West Virginia coin shop dealer in my area? And I'm like, no, but maybe somebody in the community does. So I put the database together. If you're a member, any level, you have access to that. And people have been joining and adding stuff to it almost every day. So I'm excited about that. You Yankee Cannon and Buffalo Bullet members, we're going to be gathering each month for our private online militia meetup. And the next one is April 28th. So I don't know if I've got Yankee Cannon and Buffalo Bullet members listening in right now, but if I do, listen up. April 28th, we'll meet up. We'll talk about what's going on with gold and silver and in your personal stack. And lastly, I want to say that if you're a Buffalo Bullet member, you get one-on-one time with Yankee to discuss your stacking needs, your stacking journey. All right, enough of that. Thank you, though, for my mods. I see my mods. Thank you so much. You guys help out so much. And thank you also, SD Bullion. Proud to be one of their ambassadors. They're giving away a BU Morgan silver dollar tonight. They've not done that before, I don't think, but they thought, hey, let's switch it up for your birthday, Yankee. So we'll give away a Morgan silver dollar. All you got to do is put something in the chat, right? You got to be a subscriber. You got to put something in the chat. You do need to be a U.S. or a Canadian mail. Actually, no. For SD Bullion, you need to be a U.S. Mailing address, but for all the other giveaways, U.S. or Canadian mailing addresses will work. All right, and that'll be on the Wheel of Names later. The Wheel of Names, trusted, loved, absolutely not rigged Wheel of Names. I don't care what people put in the chat; it's a running joke. So I want to see not rigged nation tonight. All right, for my birthday, that's what I want for my birthday, guys. Not rigged nation. Plus, I want to hear Tim say that the wheel is absolutely not rigged. So we'll get to that in a bit. See if he does that. All right. Oh, and lastly, every $100 earned in Super Chats, I give away an extra 1 ounce of silver, and I came prepared. I've got Buffalo rounds over here. I've got some interesting rounds right here that I'll be willing to give away, and also some pocket pingers. We're going to be giving those away, and we have a special deal for pocket pinger purchases later on tonight. So you'll see all the rules, all the details in the links in the chat. Chatbot should be doing its job. So anyways, I think that's about it. If I forgot something, well, it's okay. It's my birthday. So let's bring Tim into the studio. Actually, no. First, let's get Tim off his phone. Then we'll bring him into the studio. I think if that's a sign I've done too much talking, isn't it?
What? Pardon me?
How you doing, buddy? Oh, look at that. I gotta get this camera a little bit better here. Oh yeah. There we go. Perfect. How you doing, man?
I just wanted to point out that your flag, blue flag that has the white things on it.
Yeah.
It looks just like the European Union flag.
Oh no! Don't say that.
I just wondered if you were going to pick up and leave.
No. I can't believe you'd say that. That's harsh, buddy. It's harsh. We got a couple super chats just came in here. Eric Bauer, super chat of $5. Happy birthday. Thank you, Eric. And Bo Atkins said, "Hey Yankee, I haven't joined a live in forever. How's kids? How's Kid Stacker? He's probably grown now. Yeah, Little Stacks isn't so little anymore. He's he's gonna have a 21st birthday in May. So yeah, he's not little anymore. He's my big boy, big man now. All right." But thank you for that super chat, that $5. I appreciate it. So we're up to 10 already. And thank you for those who just subscribed. I see a few new members. Wow, awesome. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So, Tim, right off the bat, the wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel. The wheel of names that we give away so much silver on at the end of the live stream.
The wheel. You mean the one that's actually real and not rigged?
Yes, that one. Yes, yes. Should I show everybody what that wheel looks like so people understand? Here's the wheel, guys. That's the wheel. That's the wheel of names. We're going to put names in there later on. We'll spin, spin, spin. We'll give away silver. But for now, we're just going to have a nice little chat with Tim. I'm going to open up the Q&A section, if you will, of the live stream. But before we do that, I have a few things I want to share with you.
Sure.
All right? First of all, check this out. Alabama. Well, actually, I'm going to take you off the screen just a bit here. Alabama reaffirms gold and silver as legal tender. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey, I think that's how you spell it, Ivey, has signed Senate Bill 130 into law, reaffirming gold and silver as legal tender. This symbolic victory means Alabama's latest step towards promoting constitutional sound money in the state. Let's hear it for Alabama. I think that's awesome. But I do have a question, and it's on this page here. It was sponsored and it passed, but look at the verbiage here, Tim. It says that the Alabama Legal Tender Act recognizes any refined gold or silver bullion, species, or coin that has been stamped, marked, or imprinted with its weight and purity as legal tender in the Yellowhammer State. Weight and purity, does that leave out like silver quarters, silver half dollars, silver dimes, junk silver, constitutional silver?
Probably not, because they're already currency.
Okay. Because that got me a little concerned when I saw that. I said, well, some things aren't marked, right?
Well, that's what I thought of when you asked or showed me this. It is recognized whether it's
Okay.
a Mercury dime or a Roosevelt dime. It's recognized as currency.
Okay.
And so it does not have to have its purity, or people just need to know what the purity is and what the silver content is.
Okay.
And then they can use it accordingly as currency.
It says the law ensures that no one is obligated to accept gold and silver transactions unless specified by a contract or required by law. So, I mean, if we kind of worked together and said, hey, I'll do this job, I'll sell you something, whatever, for gold and silver, then yeah, it would be obligated if it was a contract. What do you think of this? What do you think of Alabama's
It's
move
a
here?
step in the right direction. And my customers who are taking their money out of the banks and putting it into silver and gold put the whole system in a little more jeopardy.
Yeah. What's your sense of what's happening with people, with banks, and moving things into gold and silver? What are you hearing?
I think a lot more people are taking the money out of banks because they're not really making any measurable interest. And, it's as we saw in the last couple of weeks, the dollar is losing value.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons the metals are going up, but not the whole reason.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier, Tim, and I think the investors, people, are really concerned about treasuries. In fact, I don't think treasuries are truly the safe haven as they once were. In fact, I think a lot of what's happening is people are looking at, I can't be in the stock market. The bond market's a mess. Treasuries are being sold. I think they're being sold by Japan and China in droves. And then they look to gold saying, well, that's where I'm going to park my value, my wealth.
Japan, China, maybe Canada, a few other countries.
Yeah. This is a problem. Our debt is a big deal. If they're selling into the market. It's going to bring that price down. Rates are going to go up because they're inversely correlated. And that's going to be difficult for us to then sell our debt because we're a debt-based economy now, consumption-based, debt-driven. So we need people to pick up our treasuries. Who's buying it now? Who's going to pick it up? Us? Is the Fed going to start buying this stuff?
It's a big problem, and it's not gonna get any better. It's just one more problem that Trump has on his plate that he hasn't got time for. Seriously, if he had more time, I'm sure they'd be concerned about the dollar losing value.
I think the pivot. I don't want his acquiescing a little bit to the tariffs were primarily due, in my opinion, to the bond market and what was happening in there and the treasuries. This right here, I think, really freaked them out. And I not that he wasn't planning on doing this anyways, driving the deals, but I think when Besant came and said to him, "This is a big problem. You've got to do something." I think that was like, fine. They're getting a little, fine. They can't handle it. I'll do it now.
Well, I mean, the putting it off 90 days was a good idea as long as there's filling every day with more negotiation.
What do you think of this article I saw too? This just happened today, right? April 12th. Trump exempts phones, computers. Actually, let's see, read the details here. Semiconductors, solar cells, flat panel TV displays, flash drives, memory cards, solid state drives. Tech. Exempt.
Should be.
We can't make that stuff.
No, and you can't. Apple's in the planning stages of bringing that back here. But what do they do in the meantime?
Yeah, exactly.
They have to exempt it. And my computer that I'm using in the store is a Lenovo.
It's awful.
Lenovo used to be IBM.
I know,
but it's now Chinese.
Yep.
So
everything is. I was trying to figure out a good analogy here for what Trump is doing, and I think of it in terms of having a table spread full of trade, and he just basically walks up, takes the table, and flips the whole thing over, and then he writes it up and goes, "Okay, now let's all come to the table." It's a dramatic. He's so dramatic, not measured. He goes, boom. Elon does the same thing with Doge. Boom.
I don't buy that.
You don't think so?
I think they're very well organized.
Yeah. And
they're saving the negotiations for certain countries when they have a good amount of time to do it. And I think mixing that all with negotiations with Iran might have been premature.
Okay.
A lot of things he has to get done, and getting them done is going to take away from negotiations and tariffs.
Do you think what he did was a shock to the system?
No, a shock to the people running the system.
Okay. That's very nuanced there, Tim. I appreciate it. Do you think it though it had an economic effect that was quite shocking?
Well, in some places. Look at Canada's in the middle of an election cycle, so this was a bad timing for Canada. I think whoever gets elected there is going to be very much on Trump's side, but he can't admit that now, or he won't get elected.
The reason I bring that up is that gold has been on a tear, as we all know, and I just wanted to show you this chart. Historically, when there's an economic shock to the system, whether it be COVID or 9/11, 2008 financial crisis, global financial crisis, and recession. We can go back to .com, everything. When there's a shock, gold initially sells off some. It doesn't respond as fast, especially gold equities. They tend to really sell off along with everything else. But then if you look at this chart, it looks as T plus 3 months, T plus 6 months, T plus 9 months, 12 months. Gold outperforms dramatically. You see an increase beyond the S&P 500. Gold responds. I think that's what we're seeing. I think this was a shock to the system. I think people are now, wow, Trump is really going to be changing this up. He means business. And it's causing treasury issues, the bond market. Obviously, it's caused conniptions in the stock market. People are suddenly concerned about, their job, if there's a recession coming, is stagflation on the horizon. There's a this is a big deal. So I think you're seeing people flood, like I said, out of stocks, out of bonds, out of treasuries, into gold. Gold. What's it now, Tim? You know, right? Because you were in the shop today. You must have been looking at it like crazy.
Well, yes, it's around 32, 36.
Yep, exactly.
And I have in the past week bought more gold than I've sold. But that's good because I need the gold.
You need it.
I need it.
Why do you need it, though? When you say you're buying it,
You
buying it from the wholesaler, or are you buying it from the...
Several big orders that haven't been filled yet.
But you're not buying those big orders. You're ordering it from a wholesaler, right?
A large part, yeah.
You got a big one, too, right?
Yes.
Does it have, like, large-sized gold in it?
Yep, it does.
Can you tell us roughly how big that size is? Not the whole thing, but unit size?
Well, probably bigger than your fist.
Really?
Yeah, kilogram size.
Whoa. Have you ever had a kilogram-sized gold bar in your
I've
shop?
never had one in the store. No, we've had lots of 10 ounce and 5 ounce, but not a kilogram.
People want gold?
It's split equally.
Yeah, still, huh?
Split equally.
No run yet.
No, we have a lot of people selling, and they're selling both gold and silver for pretty much good reasons. Until after the 15th, we're going to see a little more of it. A lot of that.
Someone's
today.
buying it. Who's buying it? Who's buying the gold, Tim?
People have been planning to buy it, and they're not concerned with the prices because they're replacing a chunk of money that was in a bank.
Yep. They pulled money out of the bank.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a run in the bank, but it's sure like it's getting close.
It reminds me of the movie It's a Wonderful Life, when they're pulling out, remember? And he sticks I think the taxi driver, Bert, sticks his head out, and he's like, hey, that has all the signs of being a run. I've read about it, but I sure haven't seen it was a run on the bank back then, right? Remember that scene? We're not going to see it in the same way. If there truly is a run on the bank, it's not going to be that. People aren't going to be lining up outside the doors of banks, right?
No, and just be
digital, right?
It'd be little old ladies going to the bank every other day and taking their money out.
So that we'll be physically wanting their cash.
Yep.
ATMs taking it out. Man, let's hope we don't get to that point. But I am very concerned. I didn't want to get too far deep into this, but on Monday, by the way, guys, we have episode 18 of Mastering Metals with both Chase Turner and James Anderson. So we're going to be talking in more technical depth about what's going on, especially in the banking sector too. I'm very concerned with all the leverage, with all the debt leverage that's going on. The credit markets are in deep, deep trouble. And I've seen this pattern before. It's scary. I think that is what's going to be the impetus for the Fed to step in, to finally cut rates and maybe even go QE5. It's the banking sector. When that starts to fail, that's when the Fed doesn't just say, I don't know, we're watched it. No, they get in and go, no, that's a mandate. We're going to take care of this. They did it before. I think they're going to do that again.
Well, the banks, they need to stay viable. They need to have enough in their capital reserves to survive, but they have to stop taking that from their depositors. That's a mistake. Because there'll be one bank that doesn't do that. And they'll get my business.
Are they treating you well, your bank?
I thought so, but they put too many checks on hold.
Oh, that must be a disaster when the prices keeps going up and you have to buy.
Yeah, it's been a disaster. They put them on hold for a week. 1 week I had 2 big checks on hold, and price of gold went up $140.
Oh my goodness. You lose money when that happens.
Pretty much. I do have a very good wholesaler.
Okay. Well, one thing before I'm going to answer some super chats that came in. If you got questions for Tim, the super chats do take precedence over the Q&A that I'm going to open up in the chat. But before I go there, Tim, by the way, you like that mug?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's on there? What's on there?
Some old guy. Yeah, there's some old guy in the back of this mug.
Oh, no, Tim, you're not an old guy. I love my Tim mugs.
Where'd you get this? At the Goodwill shop?
No, stop it. If you're interested in the Tim mug, get one in the chat, man. They are awesome. More people asking for them. All right.
Yes.
Question for you, because this has been a challenge. I get emails like this all the time. Yankee, why is Tim wanting the price of gold and silver to stay or go lower? He keeps saying that. He's like, oh, I'm not happy. I want it to be, 2,800, 2,600 an ounce. I want silver to be less. Okay, fine. You want it to be below 2,000. I don't know. You want silver to be like in the teens, whatever. People are just baffled. Can you understand why current stackers are excited to finally see inflation reflected in their metals like it's been reflected everywhere else? Can you understand that perspective?
Yeah, but they're taking a short view of what could be happening. In fact, they think this is great because then I can go see the fool up there in New Hampshire and sell it.
No, a lot of people are like myself are not looking to sell. In fact, I've talked to them in your shop. Are you looking to say, no, I'm not planning on selling. No, everybody has their price. But they're not planning on doing that anytime soon. So can't you understand why they like to see the price in terms of dollars go up?
The majority of people are planning to, if they have a problem in retirement or to pass it on to their...
Right. Either make use of it or pass it on. I get that.
Yeah.
Now, silver, different issue. I think people could potentially use that as a barter currency, and that's why I stack it. But you do understand their perspective. If you put your stacking hat on for a minute, take your dealer hat off, put your stacking hat on, and you've been stacking for years, say, and you're seeing the price in terms of dollar going up, which, by the way, Tim, is really the value of our U.S. currency going down.
Yep.
But you see that finally happening, and you go, yes, finally I'm being rewarded by preparing and prepping in this way and converting fiat currency or some of it into this. Right?
Well, when I was buying bags of silver, when I did not have a store, I hated to see it go up because I wanted to buy more.
You didn't like it.
No, I wanted to buy more.
As a stacker, okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever like seeing it go up?
Not really. Gotta pay more to sell. If you want to sell it to me.
You have your dealer hat on, though. Yeah, you just put it back on. I heard you. I heard you just put it on.
I guess, Harry did say that, occasionally he has to go to the refinery.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can avoid that.
Yeah.
Got a lot of money tied up in, though.
All right. Well, I tried, guys. I'm pretty happy to some degree. If it skyrockets, if it shoots the moon for real, we got big problems in our economy, and I don't want that to happen. I've said that for years now on my channel. I'm not looking for a moonshot because if silver goes to $200, $300 an ounce, a loaf of bread is going to cost you a lot more than it does today. So you got to be careful what you ask for, right? But I do feel, though, it's lagged. Hasn't silver and gold lagged real inflation for the last 20, 30 years?
Yeah, I think there are reasons for that. The mechanism to get silver out there, including the regulatory agencies and the agencies that sell the contracts in silver, they have to be careful of what they have in reserves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to buy reserves, you need to buy it at a low price.
That's true. But I think your dream of 26, 24, 22, it's gone, baby. 3,000 has become the floor now, I think.
Well, we'll see when the inflation matches the metals, because that would be a disaster.
It hasn't yet, you're saying?
Hasn't, no. And when one commodity goes out of whack like this, like gold, it has a tendency to drag other commodities with it, and not just silver.
Now, oil has been down,
Yes.
way down. Gold, way up. You know what that's good for? The miners.
Yeah,
It really
they're
does
definitely
help
down.
them.
Yeah, it does.
So I think production, again, if you looked at that chart, I'll bring it up one last time. I don't want to belabor it here, but you do see the green bar. All right, gold equities, silver equities. If you do have those, I think it lags behind the physical, but I think at some point it really starts to trend up as well. Make sure you get the physical first. Absolutely, you got to hold it, right? But I think it's interesting to see what happens after a shock to the system. Trump gave us a shock. He really did. And we're seeing it reflected in a lot of markets. I think that has something to do with what we're seeing with the price of gold. Silver went up a lot yesterday, didn't it? It's like 3%, right? What did it go up? 30.
Look at the ratio. It's still 100%. 100 to 1.
Still 100, huh? Jeez. Yeah, silver went up 3.47% on Friday. Wow. All right, guys, we're going to switch into some questions here. I do want to say thank you, though, for my super chats. Littlefoot super chat at $2. Happy Passover. That's right. Happy Passover. But tomorrow, my birthday, is Palm Sunday. So looking forward to that. That's going to be special. Get together with my family. And then, yes, next Friday, Good Friday. Next Friday is Easter. So thank you for that, Littlefoot. Also, Joseph Gassaway, super chat at $5. Hope I win. Oh, maybe you will. Put something in the... Guys, make sure you're putting something in the chat. I am collecting names. All right, Scott Hedrick, super chat at $10. Happy birthday. Thank you. Old School, $5. Thank you. Matthew Dittman, super chatted $10. Thanks a lot. And Stephen Carr, super chatted $5. I've never done a super chat before. Happy birthday, Yankee. Tim, feel better. Yes. Get better. JT Coin Rings, good to see you, my friend. $5 super chat. Happy birthday, Yankee. Old School super chat at $2. And David W. super chat at $2. Why does China say Donald Trump is a blank hole? China doesn't like us.
Because he's not a communist.
He's not a commie. Yep. I think there's a lot of commies in our country that are saying that about Donald Trump.
That is true. Yeah.
And it's kind of exposing, I think, a lot.
Well, there's one thing about those people you have to understand. They never take responsibility for anything they say.
They don't have to.
Don't
press covers for them. All right, with Big Easy super chat at $10. Given that most crypto and gold and silver bugs have the same underlying belief, dollar going down, why don't we see more overlap between the two communities? It seems to be only one or the other. Well, thank you, Big Easy, for the $10. Do you want to take a stab at that, or do you want me to?
Why don't you go ahead, and I can correct you.
You can correct me. Listen, I think there's a lot of similarities when it comes to the concern of our economy. Again, a consumption-based, debt-driven, fake economy that we've been propping up. Central banks, governments, fiscally and monetarily, for decades, has been pumping it up, full of monetary steroids. And it's going to break at some point. And all the bugs, crypto, gold, silver bugs, they all know there's something rotten in Denmark and it needs to be solved. The diagnosis is right, but the prescription differs. I have a very strong opinion about crypto. I believe it is nothing more than a big Ponzi scheme. I believe it is the mother of all Ponzi schemes, and it's going to take down generational wealth. Generations like millennials and Gen Zs are going to hurt tremendously when this bubble pops. And I don't want to see that happen. I don't think it's legit because it doesn't have the history nor the proper use case that has been proven for literally thousands of years like silver and gold does. Silver and gold are constitutional money. Article 1, Section 10, read it. It is so important that you have something that's tangible. Am I against digital? No, I should use Apple Pay. I understand there's digital transactions going on all the time, but I'm very concerned about what has been propped up to be something that is not real money. It is not being truly used. It is only there under the greater fool philosophy that if I hold on to this and hodl it, well, one day someone's going to spend a lot of money to take it off my hands. That is not investing. That's not even speculating. That is gambling. And I have a strong opinion about it, as if you hadn't guessed. All right. Where do you want to correct me on that, Tim?
No, well, you know how I feel about cryptocurrencies.
I do, yes.
It is a great source of revenue for some countries, for tax authority. And people don't realize that that's part of the impetus of our government not ignoring Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because there's about $8 trillion worth of capital gains to be taken out of the system.
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of power to the people, the independence, people, rising up. I love, live free or die. I'm in New Hampshire. I'm a patriot. I'm, a constitutional conservative. I get it. But I also understand the realities of central banks. When it becomes a threat, they will take it down. I'm also a technologist for 35 years in cybersecurity. Believe you me, they can shut this down. They can shut down the on and off ramps. They can track and trace. They can figure it out. Tim, you know that.
Well, just sending high value bills to the right people will probably have the whole thing collapse.
And they could do that. They could. And here's the problem. I don't want the solution that they were trying to bring, which is a central bank digital currency. And I'm scared that our president could be suckered in. You will probably disagree with me on this, but I don't like what he's doing with the crypto reserve and all the talk about Bitcoin. Yeah. It sets him up to be taken in by a central bank digital currency on a retail or wholesale level. I don't want that. I don't. That is danger. That is huge. And I think that central banks, when they see these distributed ledger technologies threatening their currencies, no, they won't stand for that. They want a centralized ledger. That's scary to me.
Well, the only reason to have a digital currency at the central bank level is so you can cheat on your debt. It's the only reason. I mean, look at the European Union. There's no way for those poor countries to pay their debt down because the ECB issues bonds and nobody will buy those bonds.
What will happen when the power goes off and we all have digital currencies?
Well, everything will go off. Might as well.
Might as well, right? I do believe a reset is coming. I think it's important for us to stack physical silver and gold. If you're going to gamble in the Bitcoin casino, crypto casino, if you're going to, and don't tell me XRP is anything different, okay? I actually understand the underlying technologies of what blockchain is. I've studied it at length, and I understand the use cases that can be employed with it. But if you're hodling it to try to become a millionaire, be so careful. I think people should just date it and not marry it. Be so careful how much you put into this. People are losing their livelihoods over this, okay? You don't hear about that. You just hear about the Bitcoin millionaires, but you never hear about the vast majority that are losing their shirts. So be careful, guys. I don't think you should sell everything you have and buy gold and silver either. Some people do. I've talked to them. Yankee have sold it all. There's no diversification there either. They're just going all in on gold and silver.
You should have something, definitely have something to fall back on.
You need it. It's insurance. We've talked about this. It's less of an investment and more of insurance. We got to think about it that way, I think. Wealth insurance.
Yeah.
Don't chase after the ROI there. All right, I've spent way too much, but I hope that helped Big Easy. I'd have a whole playlist on Bitcoin if you want to watch my videos on it. Nate B, super chatted $2. Are Britannias and Silver Maples buying above spot?
When you're buying them?
I think he meant, are Britannias and Silver Maple buying above spot? When you buy them, are you paying more than spot, I think?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Any of these sovereign minted, coins are going to be more than spot, unless they're really, really, really trashy, right? Messed up, ugly.
Yeah, I bought a few today that were in that description.
Really? Did you give them more than spot? Oh, less than spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the price list from the wholesaler.
Right.
If you buy damaged, imperfect, backdated, with spots on them or whatever, they don't want to buy them because they have to pay somebody to sort through them. That's not a winning schedule. So
But if I brought in a nice BU Britannia, you wouldn't just give me spot for it, would you?
probably less than spot.
Wow.
Well, you said the premise was you're going to bring it in to me.
Oh, jeez, I walked right into that, didn't I? I did. Okay, not me. Let's say this guy, Nate B., who super chat $2, brings in a BU Britannia.
We've seen a lot of coins that even the wholesale market won't give you spot for.
Wow.
Just because of the amount that are coming in.
How about Maples and Eagles, if they're in BU shape? Would you give them more than spot?
Probably close to spot or maybe a little less. Yeah.
Whoa, that has changed. Years ago, it was like premium on that stuff, right?
Years ago, we're gone. Yeah, they used to be a premium. Wow. There weren't quite so many coins available either in those days.
Interesting. Ahava 1221 super chatted $10. Thank you for the great info. Old school super chatted $2. Hi from Montreal. You like Montreal, don't you?
I do. I'm not sure they want us there anymore, though.
Do you think you won't go back for racing in Montreal again?
Well, when are they going to have their election?
Oh man, yeah. All right, last one. John Ruck, super chat at $5. I remember I emailed you a month ago saying your birthday is Palm Sunday this year. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, John. All right. Hey, I've got a couple emails, Tim, that came in. One of them is this. Take a look. Keep up the great videos. I have a question. I'm a Vietnam veteran, extremely patriotic. I want to bring in a new flag for Tim's front door. It's very weathered and tattered. But I don't know if that flag has sentimental value to him. I don't want to insult him. Your thoughts? I liked him a lot. Thank you, Charlie. So tell us about the flag, Tim. It's not the only email I got.
I got that flag in basic training at Fort Dix. It belonged to a friend of mine who said when he gets back from Vietnam, he will come up to New Hampshire and get his flag back. And he didn't make it back. So that's been there since then. And I also have had many people replace that flag, or at least attempt to.
Attempt to.
And
here, let me fix that flag for you.
I did get one from a very nice customer, and we may replace it at some point. I got to make sure that the way I replace it will make it not too high, so I can't reach to put it back on, and that's a little bit of a concern.
But there's a lot of sentimental value with that.
There is some, it's kind of worn off over the years, but
okay.
It had some meaning to me. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing with with us on that. Check this out too. This is an intro. I'll do this so I can read it. Please help, says Evan. Good afternoon, Yankee. I'm a new father, and I'm looking to preserve what I can to leave for my son. Love that. I have watched you and Tim for a few years now. I'm sure you get that a lot. I do. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I have heard you and Tim state that you shouldn't send out a coin to be graded unless it can increase the value of the coin. Well, yeah, you're paying for that usually. With that said, my great grandfather left me an 1833 cap bust $50. In your professional opinion, do you think this coin is worth sending to be graded? If so, what is the process to do so? Thank you for your help. Looking forward to seeing the Yankee and Tim stacking round. Ooh, just a side note there, that stacking round is coming. I've been working with Cole on it. So I'm excited about that, both in silver and gold. But let's get to his questions. And he said professional opinion, which is the reason why I'm going to you, Tim, because I'm not a professional when it comes to this. Let's take a look at the coin.
Well, it's a very nice coin. It looks to be at least a very fine. You have to look at the eagle on the reverse.
Ooh, okay.
It is not a rare date.
There's the eagle.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's about a very fine.
Okay, very fine.
A little bit.
It looks clean to me around the stars. Am I right with that?
Well, that's the way a coin that has been cleaned would look, but not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
You really have to see if there's any light scratching or anything like that, any kind of abrasion.
Okay.
I think you would probably have a tough time, even if it grays very fine. Let's say it grays extremely fine. The difference in value might be less than the $40 you're going to spend to get it graded.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. So,
And there are some weak parts on it.
like the leaves?
The 50 cents looks like it's...
Yeah, the 50 at the bottom right. Yeah.
E pluribus unum.
Yeah.
The weakness there is it's very common, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And then you need to look at the feathers. The hair detail is very nice.
Hair details, okay. And the feathers you said on the tail?
Yeah, you got what you see on the outsides of the feathers. That's kind of normal.
Okay.
Those are the high points. The shield looks great. It's a tough one. Well, look at the guide, like the Red Book or something.
Okay.
To see what the price for very fine or extremely fine is, and let that determine whether or not you want to pay the grading fee.
So the grading fee, he said like $40-ish for a single?
That's what I paid for
Okay.
most of the ones I've sent in.
And that's the price. He asked about the process. What is usually, what do you do if you send it out, or should he bring it to someone to send it out? How do you do that?
Well, it depends on where you're located. Usually, if you have a big coin show, and like we have one, I think next weekend, right? No, it can't
We do. Yeah, no, it's this weekend coming up.
So it's,
Oh, actually, no, it's right now.
oh,
I think it's right now. Okay. It wasn't Easter weekend. It's this weekend. Oh,
okay,
man.
that's fine.
My birthday weekend.
Well, I was too busy. If anybody was coming in, they probably left.
Yep. In Manchester?
In Manchester.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have at a big city show, you'll have representatives from either PCGS or NGC will be there to answer questions. That's where you want to get a deal, to get some coins.
Yep.
Certified or graded anyway. And the only problem, if you only have one coin to get graded, they're gonna charge you the maximum price.
Okay.
If you had 50 or 100, you'd probably get a deal.
Well, that's very good. All right, guys, I'm going to do a few things here. I'm going to start the Q&A. Ask your questions here. Again, thank you so much, Tim, for
there's a reason why I don't go to the show.
Why don't you go to this show? Yeah.
Because in my experience, with the one time that I was going to set up at the show, the traffic was so extreme with people leaving the show and coming into the store that I've never gone back.
I think it's because you're so stinking busy.
Well, that's true. But many people go to the show. They don't find immediately what they're looking for, and they'll come by the store.
Yep, That's cool. All right. Again, thank you so much for doing this. I know your throat. If you need to stop at any time, let me know. Is there any more tea left?
No, I polished that one off.
Oh, shoot. Do you need another one? I can take a break and go get it. Another tea for you.
I'll be here for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, the questions are coming in, and I do see a few more super chats. Thank you so much from Matthew Dittman for the $5 super chat. Scott Thacker, he's super chatting us $2 and asking, what are your thoughts on platinum again? Tim, we answer this at least once every live stream.
Yeah, it's still kind of the orphan.
The redhead stepchild.
Yeah, well, platinum went way up many years ago. It went up to 2,500 and dropped like a rock. So the people who used to invest in platinum just said they'll never go back.
Burned.
And it's never really gone back to that level.
Well, we're approaching the $100 threshold for super chats. I do have silver to give away for every $100. Look at this. Either night, Tim, which would you prefer to watch Ask Yankee live? Thursday night, 21%. Saturday night, 38%. Either night, 41%. So only 21% had a strong opinion about being Thursday night. I think it's kind of nice, Tim, that we have... The markets are quiet. Saturday night, we can do this live together.
Yep.
Sunday, it's off for people. We can speculate on what's going to happen on Monday.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm leaning towards shifting it. I've done Thursday nights now for years, but I think Saturday night might be where we end up going. That's a very interesting poll. And now we have questions coming in, Tim. Let's click. There we go. When does the Tim and Yankee coin come out? Well, first of all, it's a round, not a coin. So it's not going to be minted by a sovereign mint. It's going to be minted through SD Bullion. And it's going to be coming out shortly. Hopefully this summer, you and I, Tim, can head on over to SD Bullion and see them unboxed. What am I looking at? April. Oh, it is next weekend?
Yeah, odd.
East?
Because everybody usually goes there on Friday or Saturday.
Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, so it's Friday, Good Friday, Saturday, or Easter Sunday. Okay, it's next week. Would you go with me?
That would be.
Would you go with me on like
Friday and Saturday? They're not there on Sunday.
Okay, for Friday and Saturday. That's good. Could you? You'd have to close your store. You won't do that, would you? You wouldn't do that. But yes, anyways, Dan, the Tim and Yankee coin is coming out soon. You're going to love them. And we'll bring some into Tim's shop so he can sell them too. All right, Rich says, hey, Yankee and Tim, would you recommend someone from the UK purchasing metals from SD and keeping them in their secured vault storage due to the prices in the US being around 2/3 that what they are in UK, especially I bet the silver, because you guys have that VAT. So in my opinion, conceptually, well, first of all, normally I want to hold my metals. I want the vault to be in my house, in my place, or in other locations that I can touch. So that to me is numero uno. But there are cases where you might want a vaulting service. You do have to pay for that. I can think of several scenarios where it might make sense, but you brought up an interesting one. You're in the UK. Prices are more expensive there than they are here. I'm a little concerned about the distance and whether or not you're going to be able to take them. Are you going to be in the States? Yeah, that I'm not sure I would do it in reverse. How's that? If I was here and the vault was there and it was cheaper there, I'm not putting my metals in the UK. I just not.
I would agree.
Yeah. No.
You're leaving the control out of your control.
Right. I want it in my hands if at all possible. There are scenarios like if it's rolling over an IRA or 401k and I can't get it in my hands until I'm 59 and a half, by the way.
That's right.
Do you know I am now 6 months away of being able to draw on my retirement without penalty? And that means that if I had gold and silver in a vault like at SD Bullion, I could then tell them to say, I'm 59 and a half. I want it shipped out to me. I want it in my own hands.
Well, if you had going to keep it in a vault, SD Bullion is probably the safest one around.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
But,
and you'll get to see it when you come with me. I want you to walk through it.
It's everything is different in the UK.
Oh,
And
geez, yeah.
so if something happened to you while it's in the vault, just make sure you have a plan
Yep.
to get it back there.
Get it there. That's the
Or,
challenge.
put it in their vault and let them know when you're coming to pick it up. And,
That'd be a fun. Maybe that's what
when Trump gets control of inflation and the air travel is really cheap, come back and take your
fly back
your
with
money
it.
back.
It'll be easier with the gold. Now, one of the things I can put in that IRA approved vault is the Yankee Tim round, both silver and gold. So what you could do, again, this is with retirement funds now only, not my cash. That's what I stack this stuff with, right? But with my retirement account, I could buy those rounds, let it appreciate, and then either take delivery of all of it, or I could sell it back to them and take that. So I have options. In other words, I can take the physical
Yeah.
possession or not. Again, retirement only. Stack the physical yourself first. This is where you first need to put your silver and gold in your own hands. All right, number 3 here. I bought $25 face constitutional silver this month. How about you, Yankee? I'm actually done with my constitutional silver stacking, at least hard, unless Tim had an amazing deal.
For which?
For my times, quarters, and $50. I've built my barter boxes. They're full now, thanks mostly to you for all of it. A lot of constitutional silver is stacked in my location, or the safe where I put it. I don't know if I'd be stacking a lot more. What is it now, face?
The average is about 25 times face.
Yeah.
There are many places out there that are 26 plus.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any, you need to get some. Especially, if you think you might want to be bartering with this at some point in the future, or might need to, that's why you have it. All right, Nanex, why you making Tim work weekends? I'm not. He works weekends regardless of Yankee. Right?
It's true.
It's true. You were working weekends before me. Let's see. Do you have a Maine Centennial I can come grab?
Boy, that's a good question.
What are they?
That's a 50-cent piece. Back in the 1930s, I think, Maine. I probably do have one, but I couldn't tell you for certain.
$50, you said it was?
Yeah,
It's that?
that looks like it.
Okay. Well, people are probably saying, what is that, Yankee? You're not showing it. Can I get that over there and show real quick? There we go. That's it, you think? Has the main $50 on it, right? Yeah.
You can't flip the other side, can you?
I probably could. Hold on. Let's see.
Has the arrows there. Down at the bottom.
No, it doesn't show. Oh,
There you go.
thank you, Tim.
1920s.
Is that it?
That one looks like it's been brushed or something.
All right. We'll get back to here. So you don't know. All right. So this guy says, I really like Cull Morgan dollars. Do you recommend them for stacking?
Well, they cost a lot more than the silver content.
Mm-hmm.
So not many people do stack them. Make sure if you're interested in those and you have an offer to buy some, make sure you do the math. It's 77.344% of a troy ounce per dollar.
Yep. This is the. I took this off my wall just to reminisce a bit. This 1889 Morgan silver dollar was given to me by my grandmother on my 13th birthday. I had never seen one, let alone hold one. I didn't even know what it was back then. I remember it came in a peppermint patty wrapper, and I opened it up. I was like, why did Grandma give me a peppermint Patty for my birthday. And when I opened it up, I saw this. I was like, what is that? Of course, my dad explained it to me, but it was like, wow. That got me fired up for coins. It really did. You never know what's going to go through a kid's mind when you bless them with something like that. So that was really special. I don't know what grade is that? Do you think, Tim? Can you tell by looking at it? It's probably been cleaned because I think back then I didn't know not to clean a Morgan. I'm sure it's cleaned.
It looks like an extremely fine, close to an AU-50.
Wow. Cool. That's neat. All right, so let's get through these questions. What's the end game with having many ounces of gold other than for hedging? The end game? Well, for some, the end game is to sell it back for fiat currency, especially in their retirement or if they need it in an emergency. For others, it's to pass on to their next of kin. For me, it's wealth insurance. So for me, it's like, what's the end game for my auto insurance? For it to sit there and protect me if I need it. How's that? And then gold, I actually can pass on, unlike my auto insurance. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to say about the end game there, Tim.
End game. Where?
End game.
Oh. What is the end game?
What is the end game for you?
Yeah, that is probably what's most important. Everybody has a different end game.
Everybody does have a different
And we
end game.
all hope it's going to be well past our lifetime.
I hope so. I really do. Again, some people say, oh, aren't you excited that gold's going to shoot the moon one day? And I'm like, well, that's like me saying, somebody asking me, are you excited you got to use your car insurance when you came over here? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm glad I had it, but not happy that I had to use it. All right, Tim needs a throat coat by traditional. All right, Tim, you need.
Yes, I remember those. They were using iodine when I was, but I don't have a sore throat.
It's not sore?
No,
It just
not at all.
sounds bad.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
sexy, like some of them were saying.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's not sore at all.
Oh, good.
Let's see.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win U.S.-China trade war? Who has the actual leverage? Is it the big, fat American consumer sucking up and not making much? Or is it the producer that can maybe find different markets for them to have consuming their product? It takes a lot more to produce than it does to consume. It takes a lot more effort, a lot more skill, and a lot more time
Here's the
to
deal.
produce.
They're already exploring ways of sending stuff to Europe or other countries around the world.
They are.
The problem is those countries will have tariffs larger than ours currently are. And why should they negotiate those down?
Good point.
You know, the European Union thrives on tariffs. They don't have any other source of
They do thrive,
funds.
don't they?
They do.
How about consuming their own product? China or the whole Asian rim. There's a lot of potential there, right? For them to actually consume. I get it. How hard is it to consume?
Well, how many Corvettes
production.
are in China? Even though they cost twice as much as they do here. No, it's just they don't use much in American goods, so why tariff them?
I think usually when there's a trade war, everybody loses. Usually. And I do think it's important to sometimes really attack with tariffs, but it's very strategic and it's very, it's targeted, not broad-based. But a trade war usually hurts everyone, but it usually hurts the consumption more than the production.
It does,
side.
but this is not exactly a trade war.
No?
It's not designed to be a trade war, no. And you probably find that many countries will agree to fair tariffs or free trade.
Free trade. Yep.
And, the countries like Vietnam, how are they going to survive without people buying their goods here? And Cambodia is another one. Cambodia has a large tariff against U.S. goods, but they make a lot of clothing, so high-end clothing, and whoever's having it made there can go to some other third world hellhole to have the clothes made.
So before I forget, we're at 100 and is that 72? Yes, 172 and 42 cents. We broke 100, so I'm going to put a buffalo round in there so I don't forget. All right, so we'll give that away along with a bunch of other stuff that I'll pull out. I live in Bush, Alaska. Wow. I literally have no coin or metal store anywhere near close. What do you think is the best way for me to buy metals?
Oh, get a pickaxe.
Yeah, you're in Alaska. Start digging, baby. No. He wants retail stuff. What do you do?
I'm assuming you probably have some way of getting, recently mined gold for a decent price there.
That would be interesting, though. Alaska.
And you send it to Yankee and he'll have it made into a coin for you.
Jesus. Let me take a quick peek at my my database here. I'm curious to see if I have any Alaskan ones here. No, you know what though? I don't on my master database. I do not have an Alaskan local coin shop dealer. No one's ponied up that in the community yet. If somebody is a member and wants to put that in there for this guy, that would be great. But again, online, that's another option. We were just talking about some of the larger onlines. There's some big ones like A-Mark that has been sucking up a pile of smaller retail online bullion shops. They're like a big whale swallowing them up. There's the big APMEX. And then there's SD Bullion, which is, I think they're number one independent, but definitely number two in the country. Check out sdbullion.com. They're my favorite online bullion dealer to buy from if you don't have a local coin shop. Oil prices below, like you said.
We send a lot of stuff to Alaska.
You what?
We send a lot to
You
Alaska.
do ship to Alaska? You ship all over, right?
The last shipment was near Mount Spur, which is about to erupt any day.
Wow. So what's the best way to work with you if you're that far away? Call you up and say, I want this?
We send priority mail, registered if you need that much insurance.
Yep.
And the U.S. mail works there pretty well.
There you go. Eric Bauer says, oil prices below, like you said, is it a good time to invest in mining stocks, GLDG or any others? I have a whole mining stock model portfolio. You need to be very, 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 very careful about getting into it. Juniors, majors, you need to really understand how to do it, and it takes a while. If you've never done any investing in any of this, you need to educate yourself before you do that.
There's one of the, it looks like the European flag.
Yeah, look at that, 5 white stars. But I do speculate just a little bit, like 3% of my overall portfolio in miners, and I do think they're incredibly low at this point. And I do think the oil prices factor in greatly, and the gold price as well for the upside potential there. Enough of that.
Usually mining stocks fall
They do.
when there's not a lot of gold coming out of them.
Exactly. It's a challenging market, and you need to be very, very careful. You could lose it all. You really could. But you also have an upside that could be amazing. So I don't know. Eric, you can email me if you want to get into that in more detail. I'll help you out. Endless Awareness. Yankee, what are your favorite cybersecurity companies? Cybersecurity companies? Man, there are a lot. How long have I been retired now? I used several perimeter endpoint protection companies. I kept switching them because we kept having to change because sometimes they'd get compromised and I didn't like it. I want to badmouth any, but I did use FortiGate was one of my favorite endpoint protection tools, and I did use some third-party cybersecurity tools as well. I don't want to get into all of those because I'm afraid that it'll be like, hey, I used that and it sucks. So if you want to email me, I'll tell you all the stuff that I used back in the day when I was, that was my job. All right.
You've actually had some experience with McAfee, really?
Oh, geez. did it on your computer. I did sit down in front of Tim's computer and had to help you out a little bit, right? You have some, yeah.
He used a shovel and not fish hooks to get it out of there.
Oh man, that was brutal. Oh, okay. Are Eagles with Privy worth more premiums? Thoughts on the new Eagle Privy?
It's a common question.
What do you think? Worth it?
If you like them and you have some extra money to spend, go for it. I would probably not buy them. I'm just not interested in, one little thing that makes something more valuable. And let's see.
All right, I made it pretty big. You can read that without your glasses, right? Is that all right?
Which one?
Any of them. Can you read that?
Oh, yeah.
I can make it bigger. How's that? Anything that jumps out?
How's it done? Didn't ever get receipts for metal purchase. I would have them.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, you want your receipts. Okay. Those 2-ounce platypus coins in the video we dropped.
I think that's sold.
They're gone.
I think it's gone.
It's like anything I show on that video is like you get a call on, isn't it?
You got to
Freaky?
come in on a regular basis and restock that thing.
Let's see. What else? That audit Fort Knox isn't going to happen, Tim. That has been frustrating me to no end.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Come on, audit it. Can Tim, let's see, high gold prices heavily affect. Can Tim explain how the high gold prices heavily affect him in his shop? He seems unhappy in some videos about high price. We talked about that earlier in the live stream. He does get grumpy when it gets up high, but it affects him greatly, especially if there's holds on payments.
People come in with a lot of things and they say, okay, do you want a check or cash? They almost always say cash.
Yep.
And, so then we spend 15, 20 minutes counting out the cash.
Yeah.
It goes through the machines twice. So, yeah, I'd much rather be selling something than buying something.
I bet. What's the best way to ship precious metals? I'm starting to hear some horror stories about UPS and FedEx precious metal shipments being stolen.
Your best bet is registered mail through the post office. It is very slow, and but it's very secure.
Jeff, Dan, there's a lot of mining stock questions here. Email me if you'd like me to share my model portfolio. That's all I'll say there. Who won that F1 race last week in Japan? Did Tim win some money?
I predicted Max, and he won.
You did. Max Verstappen, right? Yankee, if you didn't have a close relationship with Tim, what would be your choice for selling precious metals? LCS or SD bullion? Okay, a few things in here. I do have a close relationship with Tim. I admire him in a lot of ways, personally as well as professionally. But I do believe it's important to try to build a relationship at some level with a local coin shop dealer, so that they understand what you're after. They trust you. You've come in. You've done business with them regularly. I think it's good on both sides. You know what to expect. They know what they can trust. Trust works both ways, right? And I think it can help. I know you help people that have been buying stuff from you for years, and they say, I'm really after X. And you'll work hard to find that for them. You've done that many times.
Yep.
So that is important. So that's the relationship piece. Then you say selling PMs. Well, I'm never selling mine, hopefully, because I don't want the fiat currency. I got out of it for a reason, at least with some of my wealth. I don't want it back. So, but I could if I had to. And my order would be first my local coin shop dealer, then SD Bullion. Why? Because I don't trust SD Bullion? No, of course not. I trust them implicitly. But you got to ship it, for one, all right? And it's just harder for them to know the quality ahead of time, right? Because they haven't seen it. You got to ship it there. Then they got to do the assessment. If you bring it to Tim, he can do that assessment, which you do all the time. Yep. You do appraisals constantly.
That is true.
That's and then you can get your sale right then and there. So if you have a local coin shop dealer, that's where you want to go. Bring it in. It's tough though because you got to trust them. And a lot of them are hard to trust. When was the last time somebody shipped you an entire collection or stack for you to appraise?
Last week. And I have 2 more that I haven't done yet.
Yeah. Wow. And what happens if you don't like what you see? I mean, do they send pictures first? Is that how it works? And
Well,
then
in
you
these
go,
cases,
yes, send it or
they
not?
dropped them off.
Okay, so they didn't
And I've
ship
done
it.
a lot that was it just sent with a note. Here's the way you send the money.
Wow.
Everything's legit. It's just that people don't want to get involved. And if there's a lot of U.S. Mint stuff, it is somewhat hard to get rid of.
Oh, I get
Proof
you.
sets and mint sets.
Yep.
But yeah, we
I
get.
haven't taken any of this water, by the way. I didn't drink any of it, so it's brand new. It's all yours.
We do get.
Yeah, you can reach it. Move the
stuff.
mic out of the way if you need to grab it. Just to wet your whistle and help you there, buddy.
Oh,
That's okay. That's all right.
it smells like vodka.
It's yeah, right. It's all good. All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They send it, and you don't know what you're getting.
No, and they just send it registered mail or something, and just say whatever it's worth, please send it to me. And we've done that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's if you're not comfortable with a local buyer, and don't go to a pawn shop. You won't get anything like the value.
Don't go to a pawn shop. That's good.
There's a good
Wise.
question there. Do you go to
Where?
or do you send to refinery commonly?
No, you don't. You hardly ever do. When was the last time you did bring it to the refinery?
Years ago.
Wow.
And
You just store it up, and it just keeps growing.
there are only so many hours in the day.
I'm working on a solution.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, the gold is gone, says Jeremy. Yeah, well, I hope not. I don't believe so. I think it's there.
There's plenty of gold. There's no shortage of gold.
Best safes to buy. There are a lot of different ones that are good. You want a high rated one for fire and break in. There's different. I did a whole video on the different classifications, the different safety ratings, the different fire ratings. Check out safes. You can probably even Google it. YankeeStacking safes, and find the video on that. Here's the deal, though. I really think that people should not go with the push button electric safes. Get a mechanical safe. All right. I've heard a lot of bad things about bypassing the electric ones, so go mechanical is my opinion. And then you can actually change the combination with those. Do you think silver will follow gold or be left behind? I honestly see 200 to 1 ratio. 200 to 1? Do you see a 200 to 1 ratio GSR?
No, because the buying public will jump on silver.
That would be dramatic. Well, I think you should now anyways, if it's 100 to 1, let alone 2. I don't know. Silver usually follows gold, historically speaking. It does. When gold breaks out, silver usually follows and then exceeds it percentage-wise. Did you guys know that the White House page published on March 25th about changing from old-fashioned paper-based payments to a fast, secure digital currency effective on September 30th?
It depends on who the payments are for. If they're bank payments between somebody writing a check and the bank, it's already there if they want to subscribe to it.
And I don't think it's a digital currency. It's a digital payment
It's a
system.
very fast payment.
Yeah. They do that now. SWIFT is a digital payment system. Right?
It is technically, but it's costly and not very fast.
No, it isn't.
Still 2 days. And Fed now is in effect someplace.
What's your thoughts on germanium mint's Valkyrie round?
Germanium mint products are very good quality.
Mm-hmm.
but they're somewhat overpriced.
Oh, I think I missed a buy. I think it scrolled down. Are you and or Tim coffee drinkers? Are you? Do you drink coffee?
I do. I drink coffee in the
I
morning.
drink coffee in the morning too. Oh yeah, love it. Best day to visit Tim to avoid crowds. You know what I've noticed? Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Not Mondays, not Fridays, not Saturdays.
Sunday's usually good because I'm not there.
Is an 1895 Morgan special at all? Could be special to you.
Yeah, 1895. Okay. And without a mint mark, that means it's made in Philadelphia. It's one of the most valuable coins ever made. They only made a proof. And Philadelphia didn't make anything but a proof. Actually, that's not true. They made some uncirculated, but anything from 1895 Philadelphia is truly valuable.
All right, a few more super chats just flew in, so we're now over 234. All right, let me see. I think that warrants a maple. All right, we'll put that in the tray, the giveaway tray. There's a lot more going to go in there, but let's just say, okay, so 949 Design super chatted $20. Said, happy birthday, Brother Yankee. Thank you so much. Street Starts, I think it is, super chatted $6. Thank you so much for that. Mike Terry, super chat $2. Does spot price update on weekends?
No, well, technically, yes, because it opens in Asia at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern, yeah.
The Asian market's open. Yep. Gary Elwell. Oh, by the way, shoot, I just forgot who it was. It'll come to me. I'll get back to that. Gary Elwell, super chat at $50. Tim, for you, and of course, the Yank. We all love you up here. We're stacking cash to come see you. By the way, Maine is awful. Okay, well,
Well, I can't see that. So I can't.
no, you can't. But I'm just saying he's coming to see you. Maine is awful. He says he doesn't like Maine. He's bringing cash. That's awesome. 929 Design super chat at $10. More free Yankee silver, please. Thank you. And another one for 20. Free silver is the best silver. Thank you. 949 Designs. And Gary Elwell, $20. Is it weight or coins that are smarter to stack? I think he's talking about collecting coins or stacking metals. It's different objectives, right? And a different way of
Well,
buying
the
metals.
coins that are very popular for stacking to use as barter would be the dimes, quarters, and half dollars, up to 64. And bullion coins of 1 ounce are probably going to be the second most popular.
Right. Check Stacker. By the way, Check, I have something from you that I'm going to be opening up after Tim leaves and we do our giveaways. I really appreciate it. It feels kind of heavy. I'm kind of looking forward to opening it, but thanks, buddy, for the $5 super chat. Does Yankee barter computer help and build boxes and box building services for silver? The box building is free, but Tim probably feels he's getting what he paid for. But he did do something very nice. I did help him with his computer, some videos and stuff that he had to deal with. And you know what he gave me? He gave me this, guys. This is a Bermuda coin. Somewhere where Mrs. Yankee and I went for our anniversary recently. And it's a really cool coin. That was really nice of you to do that, buddy. I think I'm wearing my T-shirt. It says Bermuda. So I love Bermuda. It's a beautiful place. But thank you for this coin.
It's getting crowded.
It's what?
Getting crowded.
In Bermuda? Yeah. Have you been recently?
Not recently, no.
Oh, it's changed probably since you've been.
Well, my father used to go and play golf at the Port Royal Golf Club. Mm-hmm. That's a really nice course.
It feels like you're in the Caribbean without a lot of the danger and poverty, and it's a British Commonwealth, right? It's a British island. And you get that sense. There's so much to do on the island, and it's well kept, and I enjoy it so much. It's a beautiful island to visit. All right, let's see.
They've had many hurricanes, and the island is still there.
It's still there, and a lot of wrecks all around. If you like snorkeling, that's awesome. All right, PMG Silver Stack, Super Chat $2. Thank you. When I grow up, I want to be like Tim. Don't we all? I'm 59. You're 59. So I hear.
Yes, when they called me about these great deals they had for people on Medicare. Yeah.
You say you're 59, right?
59, yeah.
79. So I turned 60 when you turn 80.
That's approximately correct.
Oh, my word. 1 month difference. Oh, my goodness. Now, I want to know from someone who's been around the block a few times, am I no longer middle-aged when I hit 60?
Probably.
I'm not, am I? I say goodbye.
You know,
I say goodbye to middle-aged when I hit 60, don't I?
Those categories have changed a lot.
Okay.
And most people are living to 80.
Yeah.
And the lifespan has increased dramatically. And, you know, my case is a reason why. You know, the heart problem I had was I inherited from my father and his two brothers. They all died at 81 with pacemakers. The hospital that I went to said, yeah, let's go in and take a look and see what's going on. And they found out what the problem was. They put in a stent, fixed the problem. And I said to the doctor, I said, you know, my father and his two brothers had the same problem. Is that something that could have been inherited? And he pointed out by the pictures that he had taken. He said, yes, that could have been the reason for all of you. So, you know, it's
Technology.
depending on what I eat and what I drink. I'm going to go way beyond 81.
When I'm 79, your age, AI will probably be telling me exactly what needs to have happened. Everything is going to be...
They'll wake you up when it's appropriate, and they'll tell you what's wrong with you.
It's unreal to think what's coming. Comparatively, right? I mean, it's logarithmic.
Yeah. Everything,
How we've excelled in our healthcare.
Well, that's where
technology.
AI for doctors has been worked on for 25 years, at least that. Mm-hmm. And I know the IBM has worked on that with, I guess, Watson is a computer. Mm-hmm. And I'm just about any problem can be solved just by using the database, medical database.
Wow. No Nukes says, or sent a $5 super chat. I'm just very confused as to why the higher ups would want to hold the price of silver down, but they allow the price of gold to run freely. Silver is far more manipulated.
Two different markets.
They are two different
completely
markets.
Different markets. Silver, it does appear to be depressed every now and then. Just keep in mind the COMEX has the absolute right to set the bid price. That's the price at which they would buy back contracts. Mm-hmm. The asking price is usually set by market forces. The bid price is pretty much set by the COMEX.
But silver is far more, it's a much smaller market and is more easily manipulated. And I think traders have fun with it, spoof it, and do all kinds of crazy things to give themselves the edge. And gold is a little bit more difficult, being it's held by central banks. But silver is it's also industrial. So you're going to see more fluctuations, more sensitivity to economic realities that we're experiencing than gold.
It's easier to recycle.
It's easier to recycle, yeah.
And there, a lot of mining, copper mining, zinc, nickel, lead mining, find veins of silver. And if their job is to get copper out of the ground, they dump the silver somewhere else. And it's only recently they've been going back and picking up those truckloads and getting them refined.
But it is a byproduct of gold mining. A lot of mining,
any
right?
kind of mining, pretty much anything, yeah.
All right, so we're going to finish this up real soon. I told you 10, right? Didn't I? Looking forward to the next Wounded Warrior Project bidding battle. Sorcerer Stan. Yeah, that was a great battle, wasn't it? Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Purple Possum, $10. What if Scott Besant got in and worked out that what is in our ledger is close to right and he knows we're not bluffing? Green light to put pressure on Paper Tiger. Just a wishful theory. Paper Tiger, I think he's talking about China, right? So what if Scott got in and worked out that what is on our ledger is close to right and he knows we're not bluffing? Green light to put pressure on Paper Tiger.
Okay.
Do you get what
The
he's
last Secretary of the Treasury
Yep.
didn't know as much as he knows because the government didn't want her to know everything. This guy is a green light. So he probably knows exactly what's in all those transactions that have been going on in the last 4 years. And he's a good guy to ask that question to. He'll tell you.
By the way, I read this or heard this today. Alan Greenspan used to use gold as a barometer for whether to ease or tighten rates. He said, and I think it was $400 at the time. He said if gold got close to 400, he knew he was being too, accommodating, I think it was, and he had to tighten. And so, but he used gold. Isn't that interesting? And that was just a small little percentage change where he would be focused on. We've gone, 2,000 to 3,000, and they were raising rates all through it. It's crazy what's going on now with rates. The Fed is ridiculous. And the Fed. That's what I think.
Too much debt.
Too much debt. Exactly. Taylor Flowers, $5. Thank you, Tim. What are your personal favorite coins in both gold and silver? Well, we've talked about this silver before. I know what that is. That $20 piece, right? Is that your favorite? The silver, the 20-cent piece?
20-cent piece, yeah.
I say dollar. 20-cent piece.
I am still partial to the $20 St. Gaudens.
Yes, me too. And you're going to find me a high relief one.
I don't know how many are still available.
Oh, man. Crazy prices, I know. Happy birthday from YankeeStacking. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. And happy birthday from Check Stacker for $5. Thank you, guys. All right. Do you see any questions here before we wrap up the Q&A? It's now 3 minutes of 10. We got to do some giveaways coming up soon, and I need to.
Okay,
I need to go to bed.
Comex, the Comex is where I get the spot price.
Okay.
For the guy from the Ozarks.
Cool.
Does the Yankee look like Bob Saget? No, he looks like the little guy on. What did he say?
What, the Little Rascals or something?
No, the guy who said, "The plane."
What?
On the Love Boat.
No, Fantasy Island.
Was that fantasy?
Yes, the plane. That was Fantasy Island.
Okay.
Boy, we're so old. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows what that is, but yeah, the plane. I don't look like him. Stop it.
Only a little.
Do you ever get tired of the claims of silver to the moon? Seems like claims of $100 silver is every day. Don't you get tired of that?
Yeah, because it's not going to happen anytime soon.
And gold's not hitting 4,000 at the end of this year, is it?
Could, because we have no control over that.
If gold hits 4,000.
If no individual buys another gold coin this year, it may go to 4,000 anyway.
Silver's got to go up then, because the GSR would be like, what, 150 or something? I don't know. That'd be crazy. What do you think about the silver? Okay, we already covered that. Kangaroos or Britannias? Kangaroos or Britannias, Tim?
I like Britannias better.
All right. And your opinion on gold backs? Gold backs.
I thought they would be more popular, and I'm a little disappointed.
They're not.
They haven't really taken off.
Low Country with thoughts on Real ID. Is that the trap? We're coming up, I think it's this May that Real ID is required for travel. Or a passport, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what he's talking about, right?
I'm not going to go spend hours at the DMV. I'm going to use a passport.
Yeah, me too. SD Bullion's doing our Yankee and Tim round. All right, so we're going to finish it. Does the Pocket Pinger app work on generic rounds? Yes, it does. And I highly recommend, if you haven't already, to get a Pocket Pinger. We're going to give away 3 Pocket Pingers tonight. It can be pink or black, depending on your preference. And boy, I'll demonstrate it later. But guys, we're also going to be giving away or giving a link that you're going to want in order to get some free silver. I'm going to be sharing that with you in just a bit. I'll put it in the chat. But I think, Tim, it is 10. We made it to 10. 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for doing this, buddy.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's get a lot of stuff in that wheel.
I will. I'm going to pour some silver into the wheel. We'll give away some stuff. By the way, is it a good idea to keep these things sealed?
Oh boy, I send these out, and I usually, if they're really wobbly, and they made this tube tighter. No, that must be a 2024, is it?
Yeah, these are 2025. No, this is 2025.
Well, they're very wobbly.
Yeah.
So I've gotten in the habit of asking the customer. I can open these up, put some shims in there, what do you want to call them, so they don't wobble around. Or if you'd like me to send it, without shims in there, I will wear earplugs so I don't have to listen to those wobble.
You want to see what else I'm working on? And you're going to help me on this.
I can't even see what they are.
$20 gold liberties. I need this tube filled, Tim. Are you going to help me?
Sure, I got a whole bunch in the store.
You do, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know. I haven't figured out what I'm going to call this tube. I've only got 4 of them, but I need to fill this tube, and I need your help. Gold is getting so hard to stack, though, now. It really is.
These are a little less.
Maybe 3,200?
0.9675.
I know, but still. Ah, man. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to escort Tim out, and I'll be right back for a round of giveaways. So make sure you're putting something in the chat while I'm gone. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun to have Tim here as usual, but I'll tell you, if it seemed like I was encouraging him to split, don't be mad at Yankee, okay, guys? I was trying really hard to encourage him not to go back to the shop tonight. Just go home, Take it easy. He did have chicken soup before, but I told him, I said, just rest. That's all you need now. You're getting better. He is getting better. He's had it for about 6 days, he said. So, but he said, I'm feeling better. I'm like, okay. All right. So, yes, I did encourage you. I told him 10 o'clock, max. 10 o'clock, and then you got to split. All right. Let's dump some silver in here, guys. Did I break? Look at that. 309. Who was the one that pushed me over here? Let's see. Happy birthday. I was in a hurry chatting. So my true question is, if the fan happened, what was the best liquidity? Oh, Gary. If the SHTF scenario goes down, you're going to want a variety. Okay, so you're going to want, obviously, constitutional silver. Okay, you're going to want rounds, just plain old silver rounds like these buffaloes. In fact, let's do this a little bit differently. Let's get the pocket pingers first. All right, we'll do the pocket fingers first, 3 of them. Then we'll do some constitutional, but then we want rounds. And then, yeah, you should have some silver coins, like maples and eagles. Why? You want diversification. If you have to barter with silver, have a bar. If you can, silver bar, that's great. But if somebody says, I don't want a silver bar, I don't trust that. Or, I want it round. Okay, fine, you have that. And if it says, what's that? I don't know. Well, I have this. Oh, okay. So you want options to be able to do that. Speaking of which, let's give some options here in the giveaways. 1, 2. Let's do single dime to start. Then we'll do 5 dimes. Then we'll do a $50 Kennedy. Then we'll give away. This is awesome. This is SD Bullion giving away some really nice. Here's a Winged Liberty or a Mercury dime. We'll put that in with a $50. Then we got the Buffalo rounds and the Kennedy. I'm sorry, the maple. Put that in there. What else? We got some more. So that was 300, right? 309. Guys, thank you. The super chats have been coming in really nicely. Thank you. PMG, Silver Stack, super chat, $5. Let's sing When the Saints Come Marching In. When the Saints come marching in. I wish could be in that number when the Saints come marching in. Now, it's go marching in, right? But thanks. I'm not singing it. Travels and Conversations, super chatted 40. I sent a question. Hopefully, email. If you email me, thank you. Or if not, right, I sent a question. I'm looking for the question in your super chat. I don't see it. Another free Yankee Silver says 949 Designs for the $10 super chat. Matthew Dittman, super chat at $5. Thank you, guys. You're making my night. Thanks. Pocket pingers. All right. So let me, for those of you who don't know what a pocket pinger is, I'm gonna ping my Morgan. I haven't pinged that thing. Let's see. So this is the pocket pinger and a stack stick. You basically put your silver in. Oh my goodness! Listen to this. Wow. Oh my word! Love that sound. Or you could just ping it this way. I actually like the stack stick because this thing is very soft. It won't dent your coins, and it's just. And, of course, you could balance this on your finger, but it's a lot easier to have it hold in the caliper. Plus the app, guys. If you use the Android or iOS app, it'll tell you right away if that's real or not, just by the tone, all right? So do I have any handy? Okay, so real and fake Kennedys. I usually do a demo. I don't have them handy for me right now, but if you have Kennedy $50, you will get the sound, you'll get to notice and understand and recognize the sound pretty easily when you ping it. It takes a while, but the app will make absolutely sure that it is right. I'm going to pull out one of the gold. I'm having a ping fest here. We're going to give away 3 tonight, but I also want to let you know that you can get free silver by going to a special link that I'm going to drop in the chat. Free silver, free $half silver plus a free fake $half so that you can tell the difference. Sorry, this is taking longer than I thought it would. Oh, man, come on out. There we go. I want to hear the gold. This is the gold Liberty. Okay, ready for this? Beautiful sound. The resonance, incredible. And again, the app will tell you if it's real or not. You need to test your metals, guys. That's my point. You need to test it. And now I'm going to put a link. After I spin the free pingers, I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you didn't win a pocket pinger, the first 5 people who go to that link just for tonight and buy a pocket pinger, you will get a free $half real and a free $half fake and real pack that you can be able to use with your pocket pinger. That's how we're going to do it, and I will drop that in after the giveaway. So let's get back to silver. So we're at 309, right? I'm going to toss in an extra round just because, well, that's a 911 round. Look at that. I'm going to throw that in as well. I'll slide that before the maple. Okay. So we've got a dime, 5 dimes, $half, Mercury and a $half, a buffalo, another buffalo, the 911 1 ounce silver round. I don't know if I showed it as well as I should have. There we go. Isn't that nice? So we'll just toss that in there because, yep. And then the maple. All right. I think that'll be it. I'm going to need to ask SD Bullion for some more constitutional silver to give away. That would be cool. All right, so let's do it now. The Wheel of Names. I'm going to capture. Hopefully you've been putting something in the chat. What about 140? Oh, who said that in the chat? David Cascio. Okay. Call me up, but there's a guy who's watched my channel long enough to know that a lot of times I put in a $1.40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a $1.40, and that, you probably know, the rule of thumb is $1.40 in constitutional silver is 1 troy ounce of silver. So this weighs the same as this. Isn't that neat? $1.40. Good. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that, David. Let's slide everything over. Put the $1.40 here. Very cool. Oh, and you know what else I need to do? I'm going to put the pocket pingers off to the side. I want to give away this. How many of you guys stack war nickels? This is a 35% silver war nickel. I don't stack war nickels, but I do have this one. You can see the Philly P at the top there. If I can get it to focus right. Yeah, so this is a 1944 war nickel, 35% silver. We'll do that one first. It's kind of cool. If you don't have one, it's always nice to have some unique silver. We'll do that as well. All right. I think we're done, right? So let me stop the capture of the names. All right. And then let's get my list of names. No, something's not working right. Guys, hold on 1 second here. Stream link. YankeeStacking live. Right? Yes, that is. Let me start capturing again. I'm trying to capture the names, and I only saw 3 names in there, and that's a problem. I don't know why that happened. Let me shoot. Hey guys, I am having a technical difficulty and I don't know why. This is very strange. I've not seen this particular situation here. Let me try reading the chat one more time. Let me check the link. YankeeStacking Live. That is the right link. Actually, let me... Sorry guys. I haven't had this problem before. My channel. There's the link. Let me grab this. Let me replace the link in the file. Save. And I really apologize for this, guys. All right, read chat. Let me stop this. Do the dedupe. Nothing. What? Oh, crap. Whoa. I really, truly have technical difficulties going on here, guys. Let me try a different method here. Open file location. Output stream link. Let me put in... That is the link. File save. All right. Chat harvester. Harvest. Okay, now it's working. Jeez. Why? All right. This is what I need everybody to do. And I apologize. Please put something in the chat right now. And I don't know why it wasn't harvesting the names. So I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes to do it. It's a technical problem on this. I don't know why. I even have 2 different harvesters. I tried both, and both were not gathering the names. So for that and that problem and the reason that happened, I don't know. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put in another 1 ounce of silver because of that snafu. Let's give away a pentagon round. If I mess up, it costs me. So let's just give away this one. It's a Washington Pentagon round, 1 ounce of silver, land of the free, September 11th. Another September 11th. So we'll give away 2. One is the Twin Towers. One is the Pentagon. Hopefully, I won't have to keep giving away silver because I'm messing up. But my mistake is your gain, guys. All right, let's see here. I do see names flooding in now on the chat harvester. Good. Oh, my word. If you haven't put anything in the chat, go ahead. And you don't need to do it multiple times. Okay, you just put in one thing one time now that it's actually working. That's so embarrassing. We still have 1,272 people, I think, watching, right? Or I don't know. What are we up to? 1530. That's great. 1530. Thanks again for the super chat. Jennifer Scammell super chatted $10. Thank you so much for doing that. Sorry again. But I want to give everybody a chance to put something in. I'm taking my time on this one because I don't want any problems. So let's get the wheel ready. There's the wheel. Did I win? All right. I guess I deserved Rigged Nation to take it. Yeah, Big Chap. Thanks a lot. Okay, I deserve it. I had some technical difficulties, so why not? Laura, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm still going to put not rigged in, okay? Because I know what's going on my end. It's not rigged. No, it's not. All right, I'll give it another 30 seconds to put something in there, guys. 30 seconds. Thank you. Appreciate the happy birthday wishes. I feel bad. Also, I have a few things to open. So let's eat up a few seconds. This is from my good friend check stacking. Let me open this up. Find out what he sent. I appreciate you, Check. You're the best, buddy. What did you put in here? Come on, baby. Open up. There we go. Thank you for supporting my journey to 500 subscribers. Enjoy the swag. Check Stacker. Mods, if you're there, if you can help me out, put Check Stacker's channel in the chat. Let's show him some love. Give him more subscribers. Look at that. 500 subscribers. Hoy, y'all. There's his sticker. Very cool. Wow. 500. I'm so proud of you, buddy. Ahoy, Yankee. Thanks to your incredible support, my channel hit 500 subscribers in 2025. To celebrate this milestone, I would like you to gaw this swag pack with the new release 2025 Check Lion coin. And there is extra swag for you, too. Cheers, says Check. Man, so I need to give away the swag pack with the newly released Check Lion, and there's swag for you? What? Oh, so this is the 500. So can I open this? 500. Oh, man, can I? Yeah. Here we go. All right, so this is the pack I got to give away, right? Yes. So someone's going to get all this swag and get this. Wow, I guess we do have another giveaway to do. Whoa, what is that? That is gorgeous. Oh, there it is, the lion. Dude, that is beautiful. Very cool. Someone's going to be happy with that. Yeah, Nui mint. Charles on the front. But I love that lion. So regal. Very pretty. All right, well, we got a swag pack. Let's put that back in. Oh, let's get them to 1,000. Can you imagine what 1,000 subscribers will be like? Let's get chat going, man. Again, at the link in the chat, please, mods. Let's show Check Stacker some love here for this. I'm going to put the pocket fingers over here because we're running out of room. All right, so that will be a good last, right before the Morgan from SD Bullion. We'll do that too. Let's see. Do I have any other things that I should open up? JC Stacker sent something. Again, I'm delaying here to give people a chance to get in on the wheel. So bear with me. I got something else I want to open up first. All right. What do we got here? What up, Yankee? JC Truther. I just live streamed the Breathe Bible, New Testament, New Living Translation on YouTube. You and the family might like it. Here's some tight stickers. 1 for you, 3 for lucky winners on the wheel. Much love, Yankee, and all the stackers. Woo, thank you very much. Oh, and look at this. He even put a self-addressed stamped envelope. We got stickers to give away from JC Truther. So we'll do those up here. These are mine. Thank you very much. We'll do those first. 3 quick. Actually, you know what, though? I don't like just giving away stickers, so I'll add the stickers to the giveaways in the beginning here. You get a little extra swag. All right. There we go. Silver Stacker. I like this one. Let's put that with the Kennedy. All right. Well, that's good. And there. That's good. Is that all? This was interesting. I did open it, but I wanted to quickly show some people here. Look at this. Plastow Police. Plastow is in New Hampshire, a great town. Somebody sent me the 2 patches. Challenge coins from Plastow. Look at this. Very cool. Challenge coins, town of Plastow. And then a note. Also the card. I won't show that. Here. There we go. Yankee, huge fan. I love the channel. Can't wait to visit Tim's shop and hopefully bump into you. I hope so. Keep stacking. Inside, I left one for you and one for Tim. Gold and silver to the moon. Should have done that. Should have opened this up with Tim. I'll bring one to Tim. There we go. I'm keeping this. I'll bring that to Tim. That was very kind. Very nice. I think that's it. I think we're good. I'm not opening out anything else up. Now, let's do the giveaway. That was all by design, guys. I needed to do that so you guys could have a chance to. All right, let's see. Let's switch over to the browser. Here's the wheel. I'm going to stop harvesting. Then I'm going to copy and put the names in. Whew, boy, that was not how I wanted it to go. So sorry I had that problem, guys, but we got the names in. We got the names in. So I feel better now. Definitely feel better after all that. All right, so we'll sort these up, sort them. And you can see all the names. You also see there are no duplicates. I take out all duplicates, guys. There's the C's, the D's, the E's and F's, the G's, the H's, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S's, lots of S's and T's. Just scrolling through, just giving an eye check here, guys. Oops. And do I see Yankee? Yes, I'm in there as well. So if I land on me, then I'll pull another 1 ounce round out to give away. All right, so there's the long list. You guys have been very patient. Let me shuffle it up. So the first one we're going to give away is the War Nickel and sticker from JC Truther. Oh, and then we'll do the pocket pingers. Yeah, I can do the pocket pingers. Do the pocket pingers next. Oh, man. We got Bo and we've got Daniel. And it looks like it's going to be Daniel. Oh, Daniel. Oh, you won the War Nickel and a sticker. Email me your mailing address and I will get that out to you in a little bit. By the way, I'll announce this now. We got a lot coming up in this month. My daughter's getting married. Really, really busy. So please allow a couple weeks for shipping. Okay. We're still trying to package up the last one and get that out. So be a little patient. That would help. All right. So let's remove Daniel. That was the nickel, but let's get back. I want to do the pocket pingers now because there's no silver yet in that, but let me get back to here. So the pocket pingers, again, you'll have a choice over pink or black. I still have enough pink, I think. So, yeah, most people like the black. We'll do that. And then after I do that, I'm going to drop in the special link for the pinger. So if you don't win, don't give up. There's still a great opportunity for you to get some. So I want to thank Donna Bailey. Happy birthday. $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Laura for the $2 super chat. David for the $2 super chat for postage. Thank you so much. Broke Stacker in the house. Broke Stacker. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for your $5 super chat. Happy birthday. Thank you for all you do. Wow, it's my privilege. I enjoy it so much. JJ Max, super chat at $5. Thanks, Yankee, for all you do. Happy B-Day. It's my last day in the 58. And next year's going to be my last year in the 50s. Oh, boy. All right, so let's do the pocket pingers. 3 spins coming up, guys. 3 spins. One right after the other. Here's the first pocket pinger. And then when you win, email me not only your name and mailing address, but also what color you want. Here we go. Round and round. Here we go. Bill. Richard. Oh, I think Richard Bartholomew is going to win a pocket pinger. Yes, Richard Bartholomew with the win. Let's spin it again for a second pocket pinger. No, it's Broke Stacker Factory Bear. Broke Stacker. Jeez. Oh, my word. No, it's not, GH. It's not rigged. And did I steal your birthday, Steve? Wow. I didn't know that. All right. Well, we've got Dave. We've got Bu83. I'm sorry, 821. Bu821 with the pocket pinger. Email me your mailing address. We'll get that out to you. Remove. All right. This time I'm going to shuffle a bit and then spin again. I've never won anything, so I'm gonna go off myself. Who knows? You might win. You never know. Thanks, Phoenix Tide. I appreciate that. Hi, OC Stacker. Street Urchin Nation. Thanks, Stack Daddy. John. Can John get the next pocket pinger? John wins the third and final pocket pinger. Congratulations. Email me your mailing address now. Watch in the chat because I'm going to drop a super secret link that is only good for tonight. Pinger. Let's see if this works. There. I'm waiting for it to show up. Oh. It's not showing up. There it is. There it is. Streamlabs. There it is. Streamlabs just dropped the link. See it? It's right there. I'll send it. I'll say it one more time. If you didn't win, this is your chance. The first 5 people to click that link and buy a pocket pinger will get free silver. It is I think, let me click it myself so that I can show you the value of this thing too. Let me just put it here and paste. Boom. All right, there it is. So there is the pocket pinger purchase. You can get, is that it? The stack stick, where is that is not what I remember seeing. I will double, this is the first time we ever tried this, guys, but that is the link. And that will give you, I thought it showed, hold on one second. Let me check my email because he sent it to me today. The CEO that makes the pocket pingers. All right, so let me copy this and let me see. Yeah, mystery fake coin, rare amount to pocket pinger special. There it is, the pocket pinger stack stick Yankee live special. He didn't spell it out. The other link showed it, but that's interesting. He must have changed it. Okay, so that's it. Pocket pinger. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right there. Stack stick Yankee live special. Right there. Boom. The Yankee live special will get you a fake and a real silver $50. All right, I've said it enough times now you know. All right, but only 5. Once they're gone, they're gone. Let's go back to silver now. We're going to give away the silver dime and a sticker from JC. So let's shuffle this up and spin it. All right. Silver dime. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, the link looked different when he sent it to me earlier in the week, but he must have fine-tuned it. So that will get you that special bonus there. Unsung Hero and Jeff. No, it's Unsung Hero right at the line. Unsung Hero, you got a silver diamond sticker. Congratulations. Let's spin again. This one is for 5 silver dimes and a sticker from JC Truther. This one says Gold Bug on it. Good luck. Here we go. We've got David H., Joey AH, Kyler Copter, and Acadian Prepped. Nan XX with the 5 silver dime winner. Email me your mailing address. I'll remove you. Shuffle it up a bit more. This one is for the Kennedy $50 and a silver stacker sticker from JC Truther. Kennedy $50, 1964 90%er. Good luck, everyone. We've got Rob and Christopher, Randy, Randall, Jennifer, Mark, William Black. Somebody won special. No, William Black by a hair. Congrats, William Black. You got the Kennedy $50. All right. And now, so where are we at here? We are done with the top rows. Now we're at the Mercury dime and the Kennedy $50. By the way, did I not say thank you to... Yeah, I did say thank you to JJ Maxx. All right. So we're up to $361.54 in Super Chats. $38.36 away from another 1 ounce of silver. What will that one be? Maybe this one. Let me see. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that will be on tap right there. Okay, back to the browser. Let's shuffle. No shuffle. Let's just spin it. All right, so this is for the Mercury and half. Mercury and Kennedy. Good luck. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 140. Yep. Yeah, busy month for the Yankee family. Amber Rose, Alpaca, Ahava, 1221 with the win. Ahava, 1221. You just won the Mercury and the Kennedy $50. Email me your mailing address. Congratulations. Let's spin for the $1.40. That is 14 silver dimes. 1 troy ounce of silver coming up. All right. Okay. 140 cents worth of silver to K King, Greg Chewy, Joe, Happy Cleveland. Can Happy Cleveland hold on to it? Yes, Happy Cleveland with the win. Email me your mailing address. You've just won a troy ounce of constitutional silver. All right, so now we get into the Buffalo rounds, right? First Buffalo round. I'm going to shuffle on this one. Spin. Here we go. It's the first of 2 Buffalo rounds. Oh, shoot. Did somebody just push me over? Yeah, someone just did. Oh, my goodness. More silver. Wow, I'll get to that after this spin for the first Buffalo round. It's going to go to... Ooh, Tuli can you hang on to it. No, sorry, Tuli. Frank. But Battalato. Frank Battalato. You just won a silver Buffalo round. Congratulations. Let's do that again for a second Buffalo round. And I think I'm going to have to do a third. Well, no. I'm not going to do the third Buffalo round. I'm going to do this. This one. I'll show you in a second. And I'll shout out all the kind people who sent super chats to push me over. 2A recap, David F. Luke Thompson. I think Luke's probably going to hold on to this one. Yes, Luke Thompson. You got the Buffalo round. Second one. Congratulations. All right, guys. So we're going to add this in right now. This is another 9/11 America's Finest. This is an honor for the New York Police Department. Again, on the reverse, Land of the Free. September 11th, 2001. Very cool round. Very pretty. Excellent condition. 1 troy ounce goes right there. And we're going to spin that one. We'll do 3 9/11 rounds right there. And thank you to Taylor Flowers for the $10. I appreciate that. JJ Max dropped... Oh, I'm sorry. Leslie Soroka super chatted $2. Happy birthday. Taylor Flowers with the 10. JJ Max with a $40 super chat. Another, he says. Thank you, JJ, or her, sorry. 949 Designs super chatted $20. Free silver. Yes, indeed. And Stacking Surfer is in the house. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. $20 super chat. Stacking Surfer, great channel. Also, mods, please show him some love and throw Stacking Surfer's channel in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to Stacking Surfer, dude passed 10,000 subscribers. He knows how to do a channel right. He's one of my great members, and we love to talk. So, buddy, thank you so much for being a member. Thank you so much for that super chat. And yes, I am indeed over $453 now. Thank you. All right, get back to the wheel. The first, I'm going to shuffle this up really well here. The first of 9/11 rounds going right now. There's a lot of fun happening. This is great, guys. Thank you so much. You made my birthday really special tonight. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. Old school Joe. We've got Guy, William, Joanne, OC Stacker, Tim, Bob, Paul, Nathan Hunt. Oh, nope, Brian Taylor gets the first 9/11 round. Congratulations, Brian. Email me your mailing address. We'll get this out to you in a few weeks. Remove that and spin again for the second one. Now, this is the 9/11 round for the Twin Towers. Again, a nice 1 ounce round of silver. All right, here we go. Mike, Shannon, Kat, James, Andrew, James, Lonnie Wellman, Darkside Darren. Darkside Darren's going to get it. Yes, Darkside Darren with a win. Congratulations, Darkside. You get the second one. Now comes the third 9/11. This is the Pentagon one. I'm going to shuffle it just a little bit and spin it. All right, here we go. Man, 453. We're $46.49 away from another 1 ounce round. I think I have one all queued up for that one. Brandon O. MRK. Nope, James Burke. James Burke with the third and final 9/11 round. Congratulations, James. Email me your mailing address. We'll get that out to you. All right. I think now we're back to the maple. Nope, not the maple, right? No, I like to hold the actually, no, this one's a little bit better, I think. This one is really pretty. I'm going to do the maple now. Let's do the maple. We'll do the maple, and then we'll do Check Stacker's 500 sub giveaway. Very nice. A check. Spin it again. This one's for the silver maple. Good luck, everyone. All right. Here we go. I should do a not rigged giveaway. Anybody that puts not rigged in the chat, that's an idea. All right, so we got Stan, we've got Guy, and we've got Dave. Looks like Dave Bornigan. Dave Bornigan. All right, buddy, you won, Dave. Email me your mailing address. You got the silver maple leaf, the year 2014. Congratulations, Dave. And now we get to the Check Stacker round, the pack. You guys saw it. I'm not going to open it up again. It is a beautiful lion coin, not a round, coin. Got to make sure I get that right. So let's shuffle this up well and spin. Good luck, everyone. And then Leslie Soroka, super chatted $10. Crypto is electronics, paper is paper. Don't be caught off guard. If crypto to replace paper, after all, email has pretty much replaced paper letters. So, yeah, I get you. It's electronic, all right. B. Taylor, J. Silver Sleuth. And it looks like it's going to be Barbara Wall with the Check Stacker GAW giveaway, 500 sub giveaway. Congratulations, Barbara. Email me your mailing address. I appreciate it. And thanks again, Leslie, for that $10. I appreciate that very much. I really do. Let's pray a central bank digital currency doesn't come our way. All right. I think the last giveaway we're going to do, because I don't think we're at 500. Nope, we're not at 500. So the final giveaway tonight is this. Where are you? There. From SD Bullion, the 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar. And this one is a BU. It is gorgeous. If you don't have a Morgan, this is a very, very, very special place in my heart. I'm personally hoping whoever wins this doesn't own a Morgan, because this transform, I talked about this earlier, getting a Morgan from my grandmother really sparked my interest. So, yeah, it was on my birthday, too. So it's really cool. You're going to get one of these 1921 Morgan Silver Dollars from SD Bullion. Guys, check out SD Bullion's deals. They're phenomenal. If you want some constitutional, that's a great place to get it. Obviously, you can call Tim. But if you really want to be able to click fast and get it, Tim isn't fast, okay? Tim is awesome, especially when you walk into a shop. But if you're far away, don't expect it to come right away. If you need something quick, this is also a great place to buy your precious metals. I do have a gold cross and flag gold bar. Beautiful gold bar. I'm not into slab coins so much, so I'm not looking at those. The Roaring Lion is pretty cool. 1.5 is not my choice, but some people like that. Constitutional and the Privy Star. Oh, my word. Some people love the Privy. Again, I'm a stacker, not a collector, so that one doesn't draw me in as much as some of this other stuff. But, yeah, if you want to check that out, please go to SD Bullion. We're going to give away this Morgan right now. All right, I'm going to shuffle this up really well. Really well, and spin it. Final spin. This one does need to have a U.S. mailing address, okay? You need to email me your mailing address and the phone number that they can reach you, SD Bullion, if they have any issues sending it to you, all right? So here we go. Millie's Bullion, J.H. Millie, Sonny. Can Sonny hold on to it? It's coming down to the line. No, Mike. Mike McCulley steals it from Sonny Waldron. Oh, that was close. But Mike, congratulations. Email me your mailing address and your phone number, just you, with the phone number, so I can get that over to SD Bullion. They'll mail out your BU Morgan dollar. Man, that is exciting, guys. Woo, we did it. We got through all the giveaways. I hope you enjoyed this live stream with Tim. Hope you enjoyed all these giveaways. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for making my birthday special, guys. You're awesome. And until next time, I hope your day is A-okay. Good night, everyone.